welcome to another Petersburg By Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody and welcome back to another Petersburg By Night production. Tonight we're coming in kind of hot into Sarasota where we are playing Hunt of the Reckoning. If you want to come and check us out everywhere, previous episodes are on YouTube or on VOD on Twitch. You can also, as they're starting to appear, find us soon on your favorite podcast suppliers, apps, whatever we call those things. But we can be found there. We are slowly merging to podcast format as well, which is kind of awesome. Failing that, head to SPbN.com. Check out all of the information on the different tables, storyteller stuff. We have interactive maps. We have an interactive threat meter. Believe it's one of a kind for games like this. Kind of awesome. Go check that out. See if maybe you can figure out where these hunters have influenced any of those particular threat meters. It's kind of curious. But tonight we are crossing over to northern Sarasota in Bradenton, where in our last episode a letter was delivered to the cell. This letter was from a target turned nemesis, perhaps? Frankie. Mr. Frankie DeLuca. Thorn in their sides, perhaps? The letter that he decided to leave, that William ever so gracefully read out, left them all in a little bit of shock. And one particular member, in a fit of pure rage and anger, so strong that they walked out and made a phone call and a decision to align themselves with an organisation that they had turned down for quite some time. They then left the building alone, where, unfortunately, they were kidnapped. We are now going to check in with the cell. After a couple of days of concerned searching as the heat slowly turns up and Emory still has not yet been discovered. Nor has her whereabouts been discovered. So far, they have partially tracked her phone, found it in the bottom of an inlet in the water. They haven't recovered it yet, but it's there. Beauty of modern day phones, they're often water resistant. They managed to track the Uber to a degree that she got into. Realised that the car itself and probably the Uber account was stolen. But we'll see. We are going to touch base on the morning of probably the third day at this point with Ella, who is probably, I believe, going to speak to Detective Adams.
Yep.
You're on day 3 of not hearing from your sister. Where's your head at?
Total panic. She doesn't usually stay gone this long. And with everything that we've found, it's not looking favorable.
So you get up in the morning. From what little sleep you might have gotten last night, the coffee's really going to be needed today. And you're just going to head into the precinct this morning?
Yeah, she's just going right there.
Drive there is relatively uneventful. There's no real major traffic. It's a pretty cruisy day. I believe it'd be a Thursday by now. Wednesday or Thursday. So you head on into the precinct, walk in the front doors. Josh, that's normally at the front desk, isn't there today. It's about a 5'10", dark, brunette woman. Looks very austere, severe face. Probably in her early 40s. Still in uniform, but she's behind the counter this morning.
Ella would go to the counter and just say, good morning, is Detective Adamson?
May I ask who you are?
Ella Gaines.
One moment, I'll just go and give him a quick call and to see if he's available for you.
Thank you.
She picks up the phone, sort of makes the call. She puts her handset down. He will be out shortly. If you wouldn't, he's mentioned he's quite busy, but he'll be out when he can.
Okay, thank you.
You are?
She will go and impatiently wait.
5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. You get to the 30-minute mark and you feel like you've possibly paced a groove in the floor by now.
Mm-hmm.
And Detective Adams walks out. He's like, look, I'm so sorry. The world's a bit crazy right now. What's up? Everything okay?
Not sure. I haven't heard from my sister and found some not so good evidence that something may have happened. I was hoping you could help me.
Yeah, sure. Are you reporting her as a missing person?
Not yet. I was hoping you could help me so it may ease my mind a bit about where she might be.
Okay, and you'll see how he both kicks into that very protective officer mode. Like, oh look, how about you come sit down, I'll get you a glass of water and we'll have a talk about it and you can let me know where you're at. We'll have a conversation, see if it's worth worrying. Come on. And he sort of He brings you out the back to one of the rooms you've sat in before, sits you down. He's, one moment, love. And he goes and he gets you a glass of water, sits down, and he's like, hey, all right. So, start at the beginning. Tell me what happened. How can I help? What's going on? When was the last time you saw her?
3 days ago. And
Okay.
from the surveillance cameras at the museum, we got into an Uber and haven't really been able to track her since.
Okay, so she got into an Uber and went somewhere. Is it normal
Yeah.
for her to disappear and go MIA or without communication at all for a couple of days with you?
Not this long. Maybe a night.
Okay. Please, I don't mean to be rude. Have you gone and visited known locations that she often frequents just to see if she's there?
Yeah, she's not anywhere.
Okay. By any chance, did you get the number plate of the vehicle that she got into?
We did, and based on information that we were able to obtain, the car is stolen. It's been stolen for about a week.
Okay. I forget
I was
you do this
hoping...
for a living.
I do.
So you
I was hoping that maybe if I give you a location, you can help me check some cameras and see if we can spot this car heading in a particular direction.
I can try. It'll take a day or two to get the techs to pull up all of that footage, though. Busy working on other cases at the moment. Are you going to report her as missing? Because then it's an active case and I can push more into it. But it's kind of hard to explain redirecting resources without an active case to chase. You know what I mean? Protocol and all that jazz.
I get it, but she would kill me if I did that. I'm trying not to put her name on anything.
Okay. You realize this means I have to take a day or two to do this, right?
Yeah, I do. But any information, as soon as you can get it to me.
Okay. Have you got the license plate number, last known location of the vehicle? The day, time would be great. I can.
Yeah.
My wife's already pissed off at me. I'll stay back a bit late tonight and see what I can do. What's one more hour? She's already going to yell at me anyway, right?
I guess so. Well, thank you. And if it was possible, Ella would have asked for stills from the surveillance that she could show for the license plate and the car before she left.
Would have been easy for William to get them to you. It's just a screen grab and a send over, print it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like, these are actually really good. Thank you. This actually makes it nice and easy. I'll do what I can.
Yeah. We were able to figure out her phone was pinging off a bridge on Manatee. So maybe look in that direction. Maybe, footage on the bridge.
You've got some skilled people working with you, Miss Gates.
I pull out all the stops when I'm worried.
I understand. My brother's an asshole, but I'd do the same thing for him, I suppose. You know?
So you get it.
You're nicer than me. I would have let him sweat for another day or two.
Well, she's kind of all I have, so.
Fair enough. Alright, well, let's keep going checking those locations. Anywhere that you think she might be. Do you want me to send a car anywhere to go and have a look? I can call it a welfare check.
No, I've checked every place that we usually hang out pretty thoroughly. I'm pretty focused on this car at the moment.
She's not working any cases at the moment that you haven't looked into. She might have gotten in trouble there.
No, not anything that I don't already know about.
Okay. All right. Well, look, and he grabs the photograph and the details you've given him. He's, thank you. I'll do what I can and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. You guys helped me out a little bit, but it's only fair I return the favors, I suppose.
Well, thank you.
It's all right. And he sort of slides another business card across the table to you. It's phone number for a mental health services line. Just in case you need anyone to talk to while you're going through this, these guys are awesome. They're available 24/7. Give them a call. All right?
Okay, thank you.
That's okay.
And she'll take the card.
He stands up and he walks you out. You can tell it's almost he's caring and sympathetic. He's busy, but he does genuinely seem a little bit concerned himself. So yeah, he is a little bit genuinely concerned. He's sort of walks you out and leads you to your day.
Okay.
Where is she going to head after that?
Probably gonna head to the museum and see if anyone's there.
Yep. Well, on that same day, a couple of days after Emory went missing, Victor, you get a phone call.
Hello?
You recognize the number. It is Sally. Hey, Victor, that was a really odd message you sent me the other day. Is everything alright?
Maybe not. Well, probably not, yeah.
Do you know something I don't? Should I be getting the Coast Guard to look for extra bodies?
No,
What have you done?
is this line secure in any way?
Yes, this line is very secure.
Emory has been kidnapped.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah. It happened, like, in front of the museum.
Which one's Emory again?
The military one. Not one...
Yep. The one that you're friends with. Yep.
Yeah.
What do you mean by kidnapped? That's weird.
We have recording of... we were in the cell, actually doing work and stuff, and the day worker. We are tracking his ass for a lot of time. And he sent us a message with our names. So Emory was really pissed and tried to get some hair, I think. I tried to follow her, but my cell was, no, give her some time and stuff like that. And, well, we don't realize at first, but she's been kidnapped in front of the museum in a Uber or something like that. Yeah. And now we have to meet this guy.
That she was kidnapped by Uber?
No, I think they stole the car, basically. And they grabbed someone. It could be me.
That's... Wow. That's a lot.
I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Well, have you reported her missing?
Yeah, I think Eli's actually doing things to get that.
Okay.
With Dr. Barnett, we actually watch a lot of footage.
Okay.
And we don't know where she is.
Well, hey.
Guy...
Hey.
Yeah.
Breathe. Calm down, Victor. It will be okay. If Ella's Ella is going to the police, at least they can keep an eye out for her. They can start the
Yeah.
process.
The thing is, now we have to meet with him.
Hold on. You have to meet with the kidnapper?
Possibly.
Victor,
He wants to. No.
Okay. This is a lot. This is
I
really
know.
a lot.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just a little bit concerned for you.
A lot has happened in 3 days, 4, and
Wow, this is in the last 3 or 4 days? Oh man, that's crazy.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to actually dump all of that on you. It's just I have to get it out of my system.
Oh, no. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. That's okay. I understand. Okay, first steps. You're going to the police. That's wonderful. Someone's sorting that out. That is a very important step. Second step. You've told me, so I suppose I can keep an eye out for this individual. Can you tell me what Emory looks like?
He's going to give the description. Yeah.
Has she got any
He's going to give the
tattoos? And like, she'll ask you all these questions. She'll be like, write them down.
She's strange. She's going to survive, I think, but
Okay. Well,
the guy is.
survival's different from living, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, I suppose I can keep a closer eye on anything in the area and see if something suspicious turns up, or see if anyone with that description turns up.
It will be so great. You don't have any idea.
I can do my best, Victor, but I can't promise anything.
I know. I don't want you to promise me anything. It's just it's nice to find someone to actually help outside of the cell, you know.
Of course, I'm always here for you and for Lily. How's she going, by the way?
Yeah, about that.
So I have a
Not
question
great.
though, Victor. Have you actually checked in with your sister the last couple of days? Or did you get very caught up with Emory's situation?
He's not caught up with her, but he actually tell her something come up really important, like and someone is in trouble, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not saying no to anything. He just need time because all of the dangerous things happen.
Well,
He's just going to not dismiss her, just saying, yeah, we have a thing right now.
okay, so I'll touch back on that in a second, but Sally's sort of going to go, as long as she's going okay, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I have another story, but for another time. Yeah. One thing at a time. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at the world. 1 foot at a time, one story at a time, one thing at a time. It's kind of hard to really do a lot if you spread yourself too thin.
Do you know about anything that can be helpful? I don't really deal with those kind of people when they are kidnapping someone.
To be honest, I don't really deal with kidnappings either.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I usually get them on the other end when things have gone bad. That's not really my forte. The ones that are successful, that's not my job. I deal with the not so successful ones. So
yeah. I don't know what to do if I feel obligated to be with the cell at the meeting, because if I don't show up, we can actually take revenge and retaliate on Emory.
everything that I've seen, if there have been demands, it's usually better that they are met. It's often safer for the potential victim. But it's also important to have some measure of backup from what I can gather. There was a case a while ago. The kidnapper ended up on my table rather than the victim because they were well set up, and the officers handling the hostage negotiation made a call, and in doing so saved the lives of a lot of people. So it can go either way, really. It just depends on what you organise and agree with your friends and with the officers you're dealing with. I think that's the important thing.
I want to preserve my squad, you know. If someone is hurt or die.
Victor, you're not in the military anymore. You're not in a unit. You stepped out of that life for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about how much you're stepping back into it.
That's the only thing I know.
Have you and Lily taken a holiday lately? Maybe you should take one in a couple weeks, you know? You got the summer holidays are coming up. It'll be perfect time to have a break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have this luxury right now. Yeah.
Come and see me in the next week or two and we'll see what we can organise, okay?
Okay. Maybe I can... I will bring Emory with me.
It would definitely be interesting to meet more of your friends. But promise me you'll at least think about the holiday, please, Victor. You need to take care of you too, otherwise you can't take care of Lily.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
Oh,
yeah.
And you hear another phone ring in the background, and she's like, "Look, I'm really sorry. I have to go, but..."
Yeah, sure. Not right.
Keep me posted, okay, please? And I will let you know if anyone... I hope I don't have to, but I'll let you know if anyone from that description comes across the table. Okay?
Okay.
Be safe, Victor.
Yeah, you too.
She hangs up. So, after that phone call, do you head to the museum for the afternoon?
Yeah.
Where Nick is possibly already waiting while William is looking into the Uber data. Is that a correct assumption? Or would Nick be continuing to go to work?
I think because this is something that Nick really has no skill set in doing at this particular juncture, he's going to take his mind off of it by doing business as normal. So yes, he would have went to work.
So while Nick is doing his normal day-to-day routine to stay busy at work, William, you are at the museum. Head down, ass up into that computer, I'm assuming.
That would be correct. He's actually, because it's the laptop that he got from Grover, he's actually doing it in the cell safe house on the sofa. Laying down on the sofa.
If you're going to work, at least you can work comfortably. It's a good idea. Okay. So, how are you triangulating this data? Like, how are you getting this data? What are you doing?
So, I've had to think about this in the last 15 minutes since I brought it up. So, I'm assuming because almost all of these big tech companies, while they provide a service, what they're really doing is selling data. My assumption would be Uber is doing the same thing, selling people's travel data, which means they must store that travel data for a period of time so that way it can be sold to third-party entities. This means that most likely for this roughly short period of time, likely on some server In somewhere in the Uber servers, they have the data stored, and it's likely not super all that secured because data is constantly flowing in and out of it from all the different Uber apps. So potentially, if William hardwires manages to get a hold of somebody else's Uber account and is able to send a package through, he might be able to get information back out. Like potentially potentially where they've gone, or alternatively, he can approach them as a third party entity attempting to buy that information.
Okay. So it's actually quite easy to sign up as a driver for Uber yourself. It's not a big stress. Or create a fake identity and do so. You can give me your global access check, please. To send a packet and then gain access to that information. Specifically, the drive records of the stolen vehicle Joanne.
Do I get desperation?
Should you wish to do so, you may use your desperation. I will remind you of what happened last time, but you are welcome to do so.
Am I at desperation 2 or desperation 3?
You guys you are on day 3 of not hearing from Emory, so I would say you're on desperation 3. She doesn't disappear any. You do not have to use all 3 of those desperation dice. It's just if you choose to.
But I'm gonna.
Chandler's gonna kill you all.
Uh-oh.
Oh my lord, I think William just killed you all. What did you get?
I got 4 successes.
Did you get a 1 on your desperation dice?
I did.
William has just rolled his edge test
Uh-huh.
with 4 successes, but a 1 on the desperation dice. So, how many 1s on the desperation dice? That's the other question.
Just 1.
Because rules is written. For every 1 on the desperation dice, you increase the danger by 1. Just so you're aware of that for future reference. If you take overreach. Now with despair, obviously the test fails no matter the amount of successes, and the hunter enters a state of despair. I am going to offer now a counter proposal, considering the gravity of the situation. William, I will allow you to succeed, but your flaw will come into play as person of interest. So I'm offering you the opportunity. You can succeed and overreach and impact your entire cell. You can go into despair and fail. Or you can succeed and take the personal ramifications on William himself. Which one do you choose to do?
I'm going to succeed and take the personal ramifications. I'm going to activate his person of interest flaw.
Now I'm going to make you aware. This may result, depending on your actions from here, this may result in loss of advantages in-game and potential other negative impacts on the character. You are aware of that risk.
I am aware.
Very well. With 4 successes, you are able to easily get into the Uber sort of back end. You know the name, you know the license plate. You are able to get the data for a week prior. So that from prior to Emory being picked up. That is essentially the entire time the car was stolen. You see that during that week, Joanne registered a new mobile phone, or it's for the account, and transferred it to a new phone. Kept the same license plate. Picked up numerous people in the museum surrounds between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., which is the time that you guys generally meet up. Since that night, there was one fare picked up. I believe it was approximately 6:30 p.m. when Emory left the cell, left the museum, got in the car, and you can see the name of that person is E. Gaines, because Ella and Emory share the Uber account. The requested final address was the Airbnb that you know, the new Airbnb location that you know that they're at. However, part way into the trip, the fare was cancelled and the signal was lost. The fare was cancelled about 10 miles past the location that you had already tracked Emory's phone to, but continuing in a westward direction towards the other side of the peninsula. So you have managed to gain an additional, probably be closer to 10 to 15 miles of track on that, on where they went. One moment. So you now know, without a shadow of a doubt, that after going down 3rd Avenue Northwest, they then ended up on the 64. You don't know how far out that traveled. About half an hour after you get that information, you get a text message from Grover. What the fuck did you do on my laptop? The feds are calling me. And then it appears by remote access, the laptop starts to delete its own hardware and locks you out completely. Should you try to turn that laptop back on, it is a brick. It is completely reformatted and has nothing left on it. If you would like to access high-end technology again, you are going to have to purchase one yourself. It appears Grover has removed his blessing at this point in time, as the feds are now on his ass instead. For now. As that happens, and you're sitting there on the couch watching this laptop essentially brick, Ella and Victor walk in.
Hope you guys had better luck than I did.
Mm. You don't have like any.
changed your name, Ella?
Have I ever changed my name?
Yeah, and like hit underground for a little. I think I might need to.
What did you do?
It's not important. Anyways, I found out that that Emory traveled down on the 61 for about 10 to 15 miles longer than we thought she did. Heading towards that end of the peninsula. I don't know how far she went, but she did go further. Don't ask me how I got this information. Apparently it was highly illegal. Well, I knew it was highly illegal when I did it, but I didn't care.
Oh god,
No.
is someone coming after you again?
Just a thread.
Can I?
Just
Is there a map of Sarasota in here?
You can pull up Google Maps quite easily on any phone or on the other PC that is not a brick right now. And it's actually the 64. It's a westward, east-west motorway or highway. Sam, as a local, I may request assistance with making sure I get the names of highways and motorways correct. Because as an Aussie, we call them different things.
okay.
But yeah, so on the 64 heading westward is where you had it.
He's going to pinpoint the location, like the general area. Okay, that's good. That's better than we had before.
It's a little better. Is this heading out towards where we have to go for the arcade?
No.
Shit.
So, if we don't show up, maybe he's going to have something remote to actually tell his goons or something to hurt Emory.
Or he's
It's a
holding it
long
somewhere
way.
until that day.
What is here? What is in here, in this area?
Looking at the map, it's coastal area. It's still very residential. Sort of the 64 itself runs all the way out to Holmes Beach. So it runs out to an actual peninsula and like a marina style area. It goes through a preserve, but it's mainly coastal.
Okay.
The location that you need to head to for the arcade to meet with Frankie is in the West Somerset area. So it's in the opposite direction.
So they're not heading towards the arcade. And they're not heading towards the warehouse.
Nope. The arcade's almost like a midway point between the museum and where you know his warehouse is. So, because his warehouse is down in an echo area. So,
Yeah. My best
would-
guess is that she's being held somewhere until the meetup.
If I
Is
had
there-
access-
Hold on, William. William, please.
if I had access to my laptop, I'd recommend we check for him buying anything in that area that would potentially be like a warehouse or something to hold in that area. But I don't have access. I can't check records. I can't check financials. I can't.
No. You're right. Is there any classified ads for premises, like locals, like tiny things to actually buy or rent in the area?
Zillow, other places like that, yeah.
Maybe we can check that first. And we don't need a whole ass computer to actually check that out.
You're right, we don't. We could check.
Look on the map. There is the old Frankie situation here. We have the arcade here, and it's all far away from everything else. So it's gonna be recent. It's not like it would be really weird that he have that from quite some time, right?
Unless he's been
Maybe.
planning this since when we. Well, he was last week since the car was stolen. They were around, so most likely, more than likely, any purchase that he did when he made this plan has happened in the last week. So we could check for any records of closed sales or rentals within the last week on some of those locals. That's possible. That's a possibility.
And we can ask people actually own this stuff and give you the keys. Right?
Well, yeah, or he could have started this plan as soon as he left the museum the last time.
Don't give him too much credit, please.
I mean, it feels like more of a financial risk for him if he had rented this like a month ago when we started this, like when he started just making this plan like a week ago. It seems like a financial risk if he was just going to hold on to it for longer. That's more of a paper trail. If it's only a short amount of time for a short rental, it could potentially cause him to leave a paper trail, which would potentially leave something that the cops could follow. But the thing is that the cops have to have a longer paper trail to follow than we do. We just need the slightest inkling, and then we can move forward. But they need to prove it to a judge. We don't need to prove it to a judge. We can just go.
Okay, so can we somehow look up this kind of information without using your supercomputer?
Nick, will it be close to this time that you would be able to enter and join if you'd like, considering you'd be a bit later, waiting for work to finish today? So if you would like to enter
Nick comes
the scene,
in.
you may.
Yeah, Nick walks in. He figured they'd all be busy with doing the things they're good at, so Nick has brought tea and coffee abound for the lot. Pulling a Victor because Victor's pulling a Victor, doing other victory things. So he has come in, he passes out the coffees, he has himself a nice London fog latte he's sipping on. He looks at the map, looks at everybody, and asks, well, where are we at?
We might have been like in the blur part of the thing, but we have something now. William actually find out this area was the last time the car was traveling with the GPS tracker, and it's really far from anything we know.
The night Nicholas went to the beach, he went westward, didn't he?
That he did.
And he met a stranger on the beach.
That he did.
I imagine this would be a high difficulty, but can I make an intelligence plus wits as a recall roll to see if he now recognizes the voice that he heard on the beach?
I will give you intelligence or wits and insight.
Okay, we'll take intelligence insight.
Okay.
Can I give him the help action? Well, the help dice, just because
No, because you were not at the beach that night when he
No.
met that person.
I know. It's just on the side of the map where he actually pinpoint the location.
He's trying.
He's going to take.
He's trying to remember. He's trying to remember if he recognized the voice from the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But he's going to.
He's trying to recognize a voice, not a location. So.
And
No. I know. I wanted to post the picture of maybe the conductor Teresa or something like that, like we actually see through the camera footage with William.
4 successes. The voice does not match, from your knowledge right now, the voice does not match any of the ones that you heard in the warehouse. Nor does it match. So it was a feminine voice that you heard at the beach that night, not a masculine one. And it does not match Sarah or Teresa.
does he recognize the area that they are purporting that Emory may be in? Where exactly would he have went westward to find beach access?
He would have ended up around the top of the DeSoto National Memorial, which is actually 64 and then north to get to that beach. Or he could have gone anywhere in the Palmasola Bay. So it's one of those 2 locations. We never really settled on one, but the 64 sort of runs through that area.
Mm-hmm. So it could have. I mean, it could have been, depending on which way he went. Is what I'm understanding.
That's a suspicion that you could take if you wanted to. Yes, it is a similar starting direction.
Well, does anybody know a realtor in the area?
No.
Because where y'all are saying is a residential area, isn't it? He's asking the main character.
It is.
We don't have the resources for this. We don't have the connection.
Nick is going to take out his phone.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to look up in that particular area a real estate agent.
Okay, intelligence technology for me, please. It's a relatively low difficulty. It's not that hard. Also, for those following along at home, a break from the seriousness of the moment, we are now slowly transitioning to players, at this table anyway, to players being allowed to use the wonderful dice that some amazing sponsors of St. By Night actually helped to provide us with. So we flick between either the awesome dice bot, St. By Night branded dice bot that our resident wizard Kyrie has created for us, and between our own personal physical dice. I know personally mine were provided by Amber Fox Dice. I have some from Wolfpack as well. Awesome products. Go and check them out. Three successes, not a problem. You pull up a real estate agent who appears to be located in the West Bradenton area. And they actually specialize in Palmasola Bay rentals. So all of that entire sort of circular area. With 3 successes on that, it's not hard to locate.
Okay. It's going to call him.
Let's give them a call?
Yep.
Okay. You get the voicemail. And it's just, you have called rentals and sales. We are currently out of office. Please leave a message with your name and phone number and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you.
He doesn't leave a voicemail.
They do
because
have a
it's
website
assumedly
that has,
like
they do have a website that has all of their properties listed.
okay. Because he missed the conversation about looking at the fact that it would have been a rental property. He's going to be like, go to this website, look through here. I just kind of thought, if it was in that area. Because I'm imagining, I guess I should ask this first, like they took like a push pin or something and pinned it in the area so it's kind of evident. Or something like that.
So, as you ask that, say, go to the website and you'll look over at William, who's sitting there with his laptop sitting in front of him. Clothes.
William just starts crying.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, what?
We broke him.
Oh no. Oh no.
Ella,
There.
Ella, we don't have the resources for this. We know roughly where she's at. We don't have the resources to obtain the information that we need to find her. But we know someone who does, who works for the FBI.
I know.
I know we don't want to call in the favor. I know we don't want to. But we really don't have a choice if we want to save your sister.
I realize that. Just
Emory is going to kill us.
give me a minute. Emory's not here to kill us, so I don't really give a shit. She's gonna walk out of the room and call Deb.
You ring the number that Deb gave you. And after about 5 rings, it answers. Hello.
Hi, it's Ella. That favor still in play?
Look, it depends. Things got a little bit complicated as of late, so it really depends on what it is you're looking for.
Someone has my sister. Someone that we don't have the resources to deal with ourselves.
Okay.
We got in over our heads. We got in over our heads on a job that someone requested us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Emory has been taken, we're fairly certain, by the target of that job. And he is a nasty. Well, he's a nasty little leech.
Interesting. Deb did give a bit of a snort when he said Emory was taken. She just sort of kind of not surprised, considering she's not really the sneakiest of the lot of you.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say too much over the phone, so can you come meet us?
It's a little bit tricky from my current location.
Okay.
What is it exactly that you need me to do? This is a secure line on my end.
Okay, that makes me feel better. We were able to track her in the stolen car from one of this guy's goons that we think was taking her. But after a while, we lost her. We couldn't track her anymore.
Do you guys have the ability to send an encrypted email?
We did until about an hour ago.
What?
Let's just say William got in a little bit of heat. Got a little bit of heat on his back.
The physicist.
Physicists, are learning a few new tricks.
Hold on a second, and you hear, tapping away at keyboard and... Oh, shit!
Yeah, he didn't really go into details. How much trouble is he in?
Cannot discuss that with you, sorry, Miss Gaines.
Oh, shit. That's pretty much an answer, anyway.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I need name of suspect. I need license plate of vehicle. I need names of known associates. I will do what I can, but considering the people you're associated with at this current point in time and my current location, that might be a little bit tricky.
Okay. Let me give you all the information, and she'll just give, Frankie, DeLuca, any of the goons that we knew about their names.
So Teresa, Sari, Ricky, and Bobby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Robert.
And she'll give the license plate and last known location of the car and where the phone got tossed.
What was Emory's number again?
She'll rattle it off.
Fantastic. Awesome. How long's she been gone for?
3 days.
Fuck. That shortens chances. You reported them missing yet?
I went to a police contact of mine. I'm trying not to put Emory's name down on anything just yet.
You realize that as soon as names go down on things, it means that more resources are going to be available to you, right?
Yeah, but have you met my sister? She already probably gonna kill me for calling you.
She should be on a watch list. Yes, I've met your sister.
I mean, can't really argue.
I'll do what I can. It will be a little bit tricky, considering your associates. I will have to dodge questions regarding why I am helping at this point in time a suspected internet terrorist.
Son of a bitch. How did I know that was gonna be the words that came out of your mouth?
You know what he did, right?
I assume he hacked some shit to get me the information.
You don't know what he did, and that's the answer you're gonna have.
Fair enough.
So when someone asks you, do you know what he did? No, I do not. Practice a bit better, Miss Gaines. I thought you were good at this.
You know, my brain's not exactly in the right place at the moment.
I can understand that, but if you're going to stay in this business, you're going to have to learn to get your brain in that place. Because there may come a time that she doesn't come home, and you have to keep your head afloat. You understand that, right? When she says that, her voice breaks a little bit. I'd like you to make me a wits and insight check, please.
I would also like to make a wits and insight check. Does my specialty come into play? Discerning lies?
Yes, because she's not telling you the complete truth right now. I love that specialty. It's just like, hey, storyteller, are you bullshitting me? It's great.
Oh, that is 5.
Awesome. 5 straight or with a crit?
Just straight.
The quiver that you hear in her voice and the crack is that of someone who is generally grieving or sad. There is a very good possibility that she is speaking from recent experience of loss in this trade.
Okay. She'll just kind of, voice her acknowledgement of that, and she's not gonna push it.
Connections and friendships and relationships in this industry are a weakness. You either prepare for the loss of them or get ready to have your heart broken into a million pieces, a million times, Miss Gaines. I'll do what I can. And she hangs
Thank
up.
you. She's just gonna kind of stand there and stare at her phone for a second, pull herself together, and walk back in.
At this point in the evening, unless there's anything you wish to say regarding your phone call.
She'll tell them what Deb said on the phone call, that she's her current location prevents her from physically helping, but she's looking into all of the stuff we talked about.
Do you tell William what she said about him?
William?
Yes?
I know this is going to be really hard, but based on everything Deb just told me about, the term internet terrorist came up.
It wasn't terrorism. I didn't destroy any servers. Nothing was destroyed.
None of us want to know what you did, so we can have plausible deniability. Shut up. Stay off the internet. Stay off the internet. In fact, you might want to just consider staying off a computer for a while.
I think I might want to go off the grid entirely for a little bit, honestly.
One problem at a time.
I should cancel that party.
Party? Jesus Christ.
Speaking of parties, you guys have a date that you have yet to be organized for. At 3 p.m. on Sunday the 12th of May at an arcade in West Somerset. So over the next couple of days, while you're waiting on information from Deb, from Detective Adams, from Sally, you will not get any contact from Grover at all, William.
Grover's off the grid.
In fact, you go to check your Uber Eats account, William. It has been disabled. Anywhere that you had logged in and ordered anything before you went to Grover's house? No, you didn't. If you even attempt to call his phone number, it doesn't exist. You go to find the website that you first found him on, it doesn't exist. Grover doesn't exist.
He got disappeared. He got disappeared by the FBI. Oh my god.
Even a search on a mobile phone for his business It doesn't exist.
I'm gonna get disappeared by the FBI. Oh my god.
Or he disappeared himself.
Or Grover went to ground. So, is there anything you do in the couple of days prior? Nick, you've been very quiet.
I think Nick is just kind of watching the rest of them do the things they're good at. Because, like I said, this is not Nick's wheelhouse. And probably over the next couple of days, I think Nick would have propped up in the meditation corner. He wouldn't have went home, maybe except to shower from the safe house. He is preparing himself, mind,
Yeah.
body, and spirit for this meeting. Probably has a old diffuser because he's not going to burn an incense in a museum.
Of course. We don't need another
he
gas
is-
leak, do we, people?
No, we do not. Not gas leak 2, electric boogaloo, not in my
No.
house. So he has an essential oil diffuser that's filled with sort of like offerings and things of that nature to the Morrigan, because he's anticipating this. As much as he doesn't want it to be a fight, it is going to be a fight either mentally or physically with this leech.
Mhm.
So he is sort of doing his own invocations and rites to sort of mentally prepare himself for that over the next couple of days while everyone else is doing what they would do.
Yep. So over the next couple of days, Nick is almost a calming presence. When he's not at work, he's in the corner of the safe house in the meditation corner, offering tea, making sure everybody drinks water, making sure they eat, keeping the place tidy, and just generally being the person in stressful times that we all need. Which in itself is just as important as gaining the information. There's a saying in times
Also-
of tragedy, look for the helpers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to find a way out of the despair.
I also think, given the situation, Nick probably would have said, "Hey, things came up. I can't make it to work these next couple of days. Mother's Day's coming up. I'm going home
Yeah.
to visit my folks for the holiday. Sorry, I forgot I got wrapped up with some personal projects here. Something bullshitty like that."
You have been a really good employee for the esoteric shop for this entire time. The owner is going to completely understand. Probably even close the store up for the weekend themselves anyway. And just one of the few places, because it is a low financial risk store, it's not a big deal if they miss a day or two. So you would have them obviously unpaid, but you would have the time off, no problems.
Nick's got the money in the bank right now.
Yeah. So over the next couple of days, Victor, you get a message at the end of every afternoon from Sally saying no change yet. Letting you know there has been no body at this point show up that matches your description of Emory.
I'm making sure Ella got the notice of that.
Yeah, of course. You do also, if you go home over these couple of days, find a note on the kitchen bench. Gone to stay at a friend's. I need some time to think that isn't so stifling. Love you. I promise I'm safe. Lily. She has done this before, but usually only for one night. She's pretty upset with you right now.
One problem at a time.
Uh-huh.
Victor is going to If Nick is okay, pass a long time with him, meditating and relaxing.
Nick actually, I think, if Victor wanted to join him, because Nick practices many different forms of meditation, he probably would at one point take Victor for a walk and teach him movement meditation. Because just his assessment of Victor, he's like, I don't think Victor could sit still long enough to do void meditation. So,
Funnily enough, as a sniper, sitting still is something Victor's actually quite good at.
not in that way. Like I Nick would not realize that the correlation between that Nick thinks Victor's too. I gotta get up and go when he's not
Yeah.
got a gun in his hand, because obviously there's a mind switch. Nick would recognize there's a mind switch when
Yeah.
you've got a weapon in your hand and you're doing a job versus like, so he'd want Victor to get up and move. Like, that's kind of his assessment of what Nick thinks would help Victor the most in this moment.
Of course. Additionally, during this time, William, you get a phone call from an overseas number.
From the CIA black site. They're trying. They're trying. Oh no. They're. Wait. Where is it from? Is it from Milan?
Yes.
Hello.
What did you do? William, it is Robert Ford. I need to be very careful what it is that I say right now, William, because I believe I'm being watched. However, I will be home in approximately 3 to 4 days, as soon as I can get on a flight. You and I are going to have a conversation about why I just received an invitation to go and give a statement regarding my compatriot by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, William. The International Crimes Division. They were questioning me about your ability to access data. Whether or not you are a threat to online security. They asked me about your psychological health, William. I do not want you to explain this to me over the phone. We will be having a very long conversation when I get home. If I am even allowed to speak to you, and if they will allow me back into the country. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I promise you it was an emergency. But I won't tell you what happened.
At the tone in William's voice, he sort of shifts. If you are aware of the intensity and severity of the situation, and still felt that it was necessary, when I shall believe you. We still need to have a conversation because a small amount of warning would be pleasant.
I agree. However, in the moment, I didn't. I agree. My apologies.
Apology accepted. Now do send my love, albeit a very terse way of saying it, to the rest of the team. I shall look forward to seeing you in a couple of days, if they let me back in.
Hopefully we'll all be here when you get back.
William? William, why are you
Said you're
not
being
all
watched.
there?
You said you're being watched. You said you didn't want me to explain.
Very well.
Emory's gone. But I'm trying to get her back.
Well, I hope that you are able to convince that particular staff member to return. I do value their physical methods of dealing with things. I think it would be best if we end this call now. Good evening.
I think it would be as well. Goodbye!
The other calls that come through in the couple of days beforehand is you get one from Detective Adams. Ella?
Mhm.
He was able to get the footage of the car. This is on the Saturday that you get this call from him.
Okay.
He gets you footage of the car going down 64 and then turning left onto 75th Street West. So actually heading south.
Okay.
It turns at some point around the junction of 75th and 684. And they are unable to track it from there.
Okay. Was there anything on the bridge? Did the car pull over or anything?
All we got is it appeared like a window went down and something was thrown out the window, and that was it. I had to take a guess based on what you told me it was a phone. I gotta ask, Ella, are you alone at the moment?
He's gonna kind of look around. I can step into another room.
I don't know what your friend did, but we've been asked to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Yeah. Be careful, yeah?
I'll try.
Other than that, though, unfortunately, couldn't really get you anything else.
No, this helps. Thank you.
The other call you get is about lunchtime on Sunday. So just before you guys are getting ready to head out. And it is Deb.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
Hey, Gaines. What's going on?
Gearing up to do something stupid, probably. What's going on?
Found her yet?
No, we were able to track a bit more of her location after I talked to you. She'll rattle off where the car went.
Fair enough. Yeah, so, this guy you're chasing.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Frankie is a character.
Character ain't the word. He's evaded 9 separate charges so far. Murder charges so far. Not including all of the drug charges he's somehow been acquitted of.
Yeah.
Disappeared from God knows how many places. Oh. Well, I can't give you a lot, but what I can give you,
Yeah.
he has a fondness for fishing and playing games.
For fishing and playing games.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. Like, what kind of games are we talking here? Are we talking...
Skee ball, Space Invaders, the things you find at a local arcade.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've got a location for a warehouse in an Echo. There's another
Yeah.
place that he was stealing out of at one point in Detwiler's farm market area. There's another place down in University Park. He was located out in Duet at one point. He's bounced all over the place. Had some
Okay.
links back to Georgia as well.
Damn. Any of those places near where Emory was, the car was last seen?
Oh, there's a farm market a couple of blocks. Oh, a couple of miles, really. A fair while. That's pretty much what you got. I tried to poke a bit more. I didn't get much more. Just didn't.
That's fine. Well, if you don't hear from me, probably didn't go well.
Understood.
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
We'll call this half the favor, yeah? Because I couldn't finish it off because of, whatever that dickhead buddy of yours decided to fucking do.
Yeah. I mean, if that's okay with you, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we'll call it half the favor. Anyway, look, I'm running out of time. I've got shit to do. I'll get back to you soon after the funeral, yeah?
I don't have a body yet.
Shit, no, not her. Sorry, I gotta organise one. Don't worry about it. Talk to you later. She hangs up.
It.
So
And Ella will go and inform everyone of what Deb told her.
it is.
Also, William, the cops are gonna be looking out for you. Detective Adams told me.
Huh. What else is new?
Yeah, you really pissed off, like, everyone.
Yeah. If anyone asks, I don't exist.
Who are you? Why are you in here?
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
There has been a
I don't know anything about it.
There has been a very prominent police car parked in front of the museum. Ships out every now and then. They've made it very obvious they're sitting and watching. So you walk past and they're just keeping an eye on the place.
Well, Nick kind of dressed very sharply in a very comfortable button-up, probably silk, and a pair of slacks. Flips his wrist, looks at his watch. Well, shall we get ready to go?
Yeah, I guess we should go.
Just
That
and we bring nothing to defend ourselves if things go sour.
I have a feeling that we don't want to do that since it's the middle of the afternoon in a busy arcade.
Yeah, but we don't know what he can do.
Victor,
I'm
what
fine
are you
with
gonna
everything.
bring?
I don't know.
What are you gonna
Well,
exactly?
Knife,
That,
steak.
nothing we have is exactly subtle.
Nick walks over to the weapons cabinet and starts looking through it. And he's looking for the brass knuckles that Emory made, because that is the most subtle thing in this damn safe house as far as weaponry go.
Everybody has one.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody take a second one. I don't need one. My defense right now is the fact I'm being watched by the police. He can't touch me without it being public record right now. He kills me, they kill him. It's gonna be on public record somewhere.
Victor, take the second one.
Yep.
I think you would make most sense to give it to you. But promise me
I
one
promise you.
thing. Didn't even hear what it was, Victor.
I know.
Let me get it out first. God, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Nick is smiling at this moment, trying to make a
Yeah.
lighthearted moment. Keep it in your pocket and only pull it out if we absolutely have to start swinging on this bitch.
Yep. I'm fine.
Because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
brass knuckles are illegal in Florida. They're pretty illegal everywhere. While Florida is a lawless land, I've come to learn. They have some.
I get it. And we are watched. So
Well,
well,
more importantly, it's William, it seems like.
So,
yeah, but it will be with us. So
we are going to head and take our break now. When we come back, we'll be revisiting with the team as they enter a local arcade to go and have a conversation with Frankie. Go and get some water, move your body, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you got yourself a drink, moved your body, get ready to settle in as we dive right back in and we welcome a guest. We are meeting with the cell as they are preparing or about to head out to go and meet Frankie at the arcade down in the West Somerset area. Whose car are you taking, guys? And how are you getting there?
Nick would suggest whoever has the bigger vehicle.
Ella has the cooler vehicle.
Probably a bigger vehicle would be Ella or Nick.
Oh, I guess so. I mean,
Does Nick have a vehicle yet?
he's been had a vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he probably drives a mom van now that I think about it. It's gonna be like
Tracks.
to the mom van.
The tracks.
Okay.
Now, knowing the laws in Florida, are you taking pistols? Are you taking any other additional weaponry in the van?
In case somehow we get separated, Nick would actually bring the earpieces and kind of put them in, and he takes his hair and brushes over it so people can't see it.
Mm-hmm. Now, just a reminder, those earpieces, if you all wear them, they're a +1 to composure.
Yeah, wearing the earpieces.
Okay. Please remember that should you need to roll composure rolls in the future during this scene. Do you bring Victor? Do you bring your 9mm pistol? Do you put anything in the van? What are you doing?
I'm hesitating to take my artifacts
Mm-hmm.
because I'm pretty, how to say, not even for shooting in, just to activate shield in case. But if the cell is actually telling me that not bring the artifact, I will be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, and I'll tell you exactly what Nick would say in regards to it. It's the sniper rifle, right?
Yeah, it's transported in a little case. It's not. It's a special case for that, basically.
It's usually broken down into pieces and basically think, for lack of a better term, spy movie FBI, spy movie briefcase style.
So it looks nondescript that it's not actually a case for a sniper rifle. Nick would be like, well, since it's very nondescript because we've got William, you could bring it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because what
Especially,
Nick is also trying to parse through is with what's going on with William.
Yeah.
If they think because he's with us, we're all about to do something nefarious, we don't want things to be obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, apart from the knuckle dusters and those that might carry a concealed handgun of some kind, which is within the law in Florida, you guys all hop into Nick's van. Nick, I would like a composure drive from you, please. And anyone who would like to can give me a wits and awareness to see if you're followed.
Yes, please.
I will take the other.
Wits and awareness. That
Yes.
is.
Yellow. I'm gonna use a rope.
Early spent.
5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't help.
Okay.
3, and I've spent my 3rd point of willpower tonight.
Okay. 5 successes. So 2, 3 successes. You do not notice any marked police vehicles following you. Victor with 5 successes. There is a dark-coloured, dark-tinted vehicle about 10 cars back. Seems to be almost mirroring your movements as you head down there. With recent events, it is safe to assume that you are being watched from a distance based on just recent incidences.
I'm going to notify the cell about it.
With 3
Awesome.
successes on your composure drive roll, Nick, you keep it together. It's an easy drive there. Even with being followed, you're able to maintain your composure and get everyone there safely and easily. As you pull up in front of the arcade, it is open. And it appears to be a normal opening day. And it seems to be that, like, they've got, Mother's Day signs up. There's a, spend $30, get unlimited tickets for an hour. Unlimited plays for an hour for $30. Like, it's essentially advertising a cheap way for tired mums to kick their kids out of the house for an hour or two. It's not super busy, but it seems to be just rolling over. What do you guys do?
Nick is just gonna act normal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the best thing to do. So he gets out, he kind of makes sure his hair is covering the earpiece, and walks in. Like he's coming to play at the arcade.
Yeah.
The rest of you follow it?
Yeah.
William's going to try to blend in with the crowd.
Okay. In what way?
He's going to act as if he's... Obviously, he knows he's being followed by the police. But he, instead of going in with the rest of the group, he's going to make small talk with some of the other groups and sort of interweave himself in with some of the other groups that are there, sort of stepping in and out of them to try and basically become a part of the scenery, more or less.
Okay, I'm going to get you to give me, please. I'm going to say this is actually going to be, I would say, composure subterfuge, because you need to remain calm enough and notice what's going on, but you're also trying to be sneaky, or larceny if you have it.
Could I make the argument for stealth? Because
yes, but it will be at a different difficulty.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Mm-hmm.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, you walk over and you sort of have a bit of a chat to someone, you ask about what's going on inside, and you cruise on in feeling relatively secure in the knowledge that whilst you haven't come in with your team, that you are coming in separate enough to observe and not to be associated with them in a dangerous manner. As you walk into the arcade, the smell of cheap pizza, soda, candies, sweaty children assaults the senses. You walk over the carpet, it almost sticks to your feet. You know that weird grip you get in a few patches where soda's been spilt, hasn't quite been cleaned out properly? The sound of all of the different machines just pinging and the loud sort of doof, 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 doof music from the dance machine. Like, it's just kids screaming and parents yelling at their children. The occasional teenagers just sort of carrying on over in the other corner. Oh, you can't get that. Oh, you suck, bro. Frankie, what would you be standing near?
Frankie has made birthday arrangements in one of the birthday rooms. He's standing near one of the doors that is highly decorated with all kinds of happy birthday balloons and streamers. But specifically on the door, it says birthday girl Emory.
Where is his friend?
Around.
I'm not even going to make you guys roll for that. You would see there standing against the wall near the highly decorated door, Frankie.
Ooh, okay.
What do you do about this?
I was just gonna look at the other two and... We're avoiding a fight for as long as we can.
Nick has his sort of lucky charm around his neck, and probably for the first time that the cell would notice, he doesn't have it tucked into his shirt. And he is going to let Ella take the lead, using her as cover, so Frankie can't see it right off the bat.
We ready?
Ready as
Victor.
they'll ever be.
Yeah, Victor is not actually talking. You can see him seem really focused. But at the same time, he really still with this whole situation. Gain asserted of the situation and maybe enemies. And keeping you safe, and that's it.
Well, let's go then.
As you guys walk over, William, you see this. It is up to you whether you approach.
William's going to keep a distance and analyze the arcade, looking for security cameras and see how many there are.
What's an awareness, please?
Wait, use physical dice now. I don't trust that dice roller. 4 successes.
You notice a security camera focused on the front desk. One sort of giving an overarching camera from either side. Sort of, it's basic. It'd be about the amount you would expect for this location. There is definitely a few more that look, to your experience, fake. But they're probably there as like, you know, decoys, visual decoys. There are a couple of real ones. They don't appear very high tech. It's probably just an internal system. Nothing major.
Nothing that if he managed to get into the security room, he could get a feed on then.
You can't see into the birthday room to see if there's a camera on the wall, so...
He's going to go to the birthday room
So,
with everyone else
as
after a few minutes.
as the three approach Frankie, walking towards you, it's 3. You do pick up the 4th one. It's up to you whether you acknowledge him.
As they start coming towards me, I'm just gonna kind of step back, push the door open with my back, and step into the birthday room, leaving the door open for them.
Do you enter?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Inside the well-decorated room, sitting, leaning up against the wall, away from the door, pointedly wearing a shiny birthday hat at a kilted angle, Bobby sits watching you all. Gives you a nod. Nothing more said.
Don't acknowledge him.
Nope, didn't acknowledge him either.
Frankie will circle around the table where he has a sheet cake, a cheap one. It's been decorated with clowns and balloons. It doesn't have anything written on it. And he'll pull out a chair and sit down and motion. Please do have a seat.
Victor is not going to sit. He's just going to stay like that.
Ella will take a seat directly across from him.
Storyteller, which way did the door open? Did it open into the room or out towards the hallway?
Open into the room.
Okay. Noted. Nick will sit, if Ella's directly across, Nick will sit by Ella, sort of on the next corner.
William, as you enter, you see Victor standing up against the wall, not far from the entry, and Ella and Nick sitting across the table from Frankie and Bobby.
William takes out his notebook and starts journaling.
Do you sit or do you stand?
He continues to stand.
Well, at least half of you well-mannered, and I suppose that's the meeting we're gonna have. So let's not beat around the bush. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't think you want to waste my time. Right?
Right.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the $500,000 question. Why me?
Given that amount you just threw out, somehow I think you already know.
Oh, your sister is a beautiful little songbird. She just immediately wanted to tell me everything about what was going on with you people. Everything. The money, the organizations, what you think you know. everything. I didn't even have to do anything to her. She just wanted to talk right away. That is a pleasant person to deal with. Oh my goodness. And I would not have pegged her for a cheeseburger person. She is ravenous about cheeseburgers.
She does like her cheeseburgers. Speaking of my sister, where is she?
Oh, she's fine. Cooling off somewhere. No harm has been done to her. A vacation, if you will. And if this conversation continues in a polite manner, nothing will come to it. See, I didn't come here to intimidate. I didn't come here to, be rude and start a fight in the middle of a birthday room at an arcade. I came here to make a deal. You seem like reasonable people like making deals, considering you took out a job for $500,000 to steal and kill me. So I feel like you're people that make deals.
Well, you got half of it, right? That half being the amount. What kind of deal do you want?
He'll lean down, and as he leans down out of his shirt, pulls a pair of dog tags. He'll pick up just a grocery store bag, and he'll raise it up and just drop it on the table. It makes a very loud thunk noise. I would say, if the amount was wrong, what is the amount?
The amount's not wrong. That's the only part you got right.
Excellent. Well, I think we make a deal for $250,000 for one little old book. 50-50. Sounds fair.
What book?
The book you're supposed to get from me. The notebook. My notebook. You see, the funny thing is like I said, you think you know what you think you know, and really you know nothing. The only reason somebody would be after this book is if they were associated with the very things you can't stand. Your pretty little faces are stuck right in the middle of a game. You don't even see it. So,
Can I have an insight check?
Go for it. What's an insight? What
Can
is
I
it
also do that?
What is it you are hoping to gain from this?
He wants to call bullshit.
Okay.
He wants to see if he's bullshitting.
Ella would also like to do that.
I didn't want to bring this out, but I want to wits and awareness the first thing he said to us. Like, I know everything. She actually told me everything and stuff like that.
So that is a wits and insight check. Not wits and awareness. That is wits and insight.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm using another willpower.
Uh-huh.
4.
6 on a crit.
William, are you going to wits and insight this at all? Or are you just channeling and recalling all of this?
William's reading the room. He's waiting for a flash of fear over his eyes to see what makes our target scared. So he can write it down.
I'll get you to make me a wits and insight check and hold on to that till the end of the scene, please.
I'm assuming I get my specialty?
Yes. Victor, what did you get?
3 successes.
3 and 4 successes. Hold on, we'll wait. With 3 and 4 successes, Ella and Victor, seems like he's telling the truth. Nick. Frankie, are you bullshitting any of this?
not one bit of it.
Everything that he says, he thinks is true. Everything. Please, continue.
So what do you say? The devil you know? Or the devil you don't know? Because clearly your other party is not being entirely truthful with you. Me. Now, I could provide you with all kinds of information. People, places, locations. And let's not be unkind to each other. I know eventually you're going to try to betray me. Hell, I'll probably do the same thing to you. But at least I won't lie to you.
And what about my sister?
Your sister's going to be just fine if you make the right choices today. I like her. I like her a lot. I really don't want to do anything nasty. I don't think she wants to do anything nasty after our conversation either. So,
And yes, Ella, you did recognize the dog tags that Frankie's wearing.
That was going to be my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Ella's going to turn and look at Nick to see what he's reading on the situation.
So you're saying you want us as allies? That's really what it sounds like, to some degree there, Frankie.
allies is a complicated word.
Agreed.
That would denote trust between the two of us, and I will not, under any circumstances, trust any of you right now. And you should not trust me.
Well, of course. You definitely haven't got to that level yet. I don't think you quite ever will, but I think we're on the same page there with that.
Let's consider it a employee-employer relationship.
Why? What do you get out of this? Really? Aside from us maybe leaving you alone.
What do I get out of it? What do you get out of it? You people, for whatever reason, want to dip your toes in a pool much deeper than you realize. You want to go off on some crusade, some mission. For what? So your families can get a call in the middle of the night? Me? I want $1 here, $1 there, block here, block there. Just capitalism, just business.
Capitalism.
That's the real enemy, right?
All's well and good, but who's to say you don't turn on us right here, right now, when we give you what you want?
Well, considering our numerical differences right now, I don't have any reason to turn on you.
Yes, but you still have her sister.
True. You did make a concerted effort to break into my home. You did come into my location under false pretenses and any other number of things. I tried to reach out to you. I tried to have a conversation. Of course, I set certain assurances for my own safety. Of course, I've done that now. I always do that. How'd those kids like that night anyway? So they loved having their backpacks gone through. Childhood memories, huh?
Nick sort of just like casually relaxes and rolls his shoulders back in a very non-threatening way, just listening to Frankie yammer on. The point still stands. You want us to make a deal with you, and Emory is not here with you. And you just said that at some point we'll probably turn on each other if we enter in this agreement. What makes you think you're not saying that now and then you're going to offer later before she can even get back to us? You said not to trust you, Frankie. That's the first thing we're going to have to settle real quick before this conversation continues.
Well, seems like I'm not dealing with complete amateurs here. That's good. You know how to make a deal. So we'll make this deal. He'll reach in his pocket and take something out of his pocket and set his hand down on the table. And he'll slide it to the middle of the table and lift up. And it's a coin. And he'll leave that coin there. I've gone head to toe on everything that Emory has. I can let it go or I can not let it go. I know the relations. I know your family members. I know everything. If I want to do what I want to do, I will do it. You know where I live. We call this a standoff. I could move. You could move. This isn't a conversation about trust. It's a conversation about profit. It's a conversation about interests. Nobody in business trusts each other, but they stay together for their own interests. Like I said, my interests are mine. Your interests are yours. Whoever else you're working with, can you say that for sure? Seems like you have more of a reason to trust me than anybody else.
I don't trust anyone.
You're in the wrong line of work then.
Can I get a clarification, please, Frankie? The coin you slid across the table, is it the item you pulled out of the black card?
Yes.
So it's not a whole coin. It's about the size, I don't know what the relative coin would be for you guys. It's about an inch across. It's actually a quarter of a coin.
From where Nick is at without touching it, can he tell what currency it is?
No currency that is even remotely in circulation right now. Ella.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence insight, please.
Okay. Discerning lies? Yeah.
No.
Damn it. Why's it gotta be intelligence? Desperation?
What creed are you again? What drive?
My drive is atonement.
What's your creed again? Sorry, then.
Underground.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Four successes.
No ones on your desperation dice?
Nope.
Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, a brief flash of a memory, because you had to hit 4. Brief flash of a memory. Uncle Brian used to wear a necklace that was similar to this. Your father never wore a necklace, but he carried a card that Emory then ended up with that always had a weird lump in it. And I'll give you one last little thing, just because I can. You've never opened your locket. Your necklace is not just a charm.
She's gonna grab her necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna open the locket.
Yep. Matching quarter. It's a bit rusty, but there.
She's gonna put a mask on her face and close her locket.
Manipulation, subterfuge.
Get more dice up for this. Hold on.
I'll get a wits and insight out of you, Frankie.
I'm gonna use another willpower. Third of the night. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a crit.
Stone cold. You get nothing. You do see
Frankie's
the
gonna-
hand grab the necklace and pop it, obviously. But the face is stone cold. No connection, nothing.
Frankie's gonna look down at his watch. Well, we've got about 15 or so more minutes of this conversation, and things are going to get real complicated, so I need an answer for you. Do we have a deal or do we not have a deal?
Nick looks over at Ella, and then at William, and then at Victor.
If you can make assurances that Emory will be released, then I see no reason why we cannot make a deal. But we need those assurances now.
Agreed.
Does the two of you speak for everybody?
My goal out of this meeting, Frankie, was to get Emory back. So I'm with the majority of whatever decision is going to do that. And he smiles very politely.
What about you, Wallflower? You talk? No, not okay with the deal?
He is not talking at all, just staring at you from the wall.
Well, that's a hell of a way to keep a secret, keep people around that don't talk. All right, we'll do this. He's going to push the bag across the table. You're going to find her effects in there. You're going to find a slip of paper with a routing number and account number. 250 large in there. As soon as I walk out of this place. Actually, let's do this. He'll take out a cell phone and dial a number. It's an old cell phone, old flip razor cell phone. Really low tech. Wait a couple of minutes. Teresa, why don't you collect our guests? Give her a very good ride somewhere. Nothing complicated. Don't drop her off until you hear from me again. Then he'll hang up, slip the phone back in his pocket. 250 large. You have your girl. Now you could stiff me. As a matter of fact, I expect it, but I got you once. I get you again.
Is Emory's phone in the bag?
Nope.
Do Do you look in it?
Yeah, she's gonna look in it.
Binder. And a wallet. And the random odds and sods that would have been in Emory's pockets.
It's gonna look through the wallet, make sure everything's there that's supposed to be. Pictures and whatnot.
Believe it's everything but the black card, yes? The remnants of the card are there. He's not rude.
So, what we'll do is when I see the 250 large, I'll be in touch. I would recommend your first subject be the person that gave you this job. Maybe they're not who you think they are. If you don't want that, that's fine. I can understand you might be a little wishy-washy about it. I'll provide you with another name. He'll stand up. Would you like to leave first, or would you like me to leave first? These things can get so awkward sometimes. I wouldn't want to be rude.
After you.
He'll look over at Bobby, and he'll walk around the opposite direction of where Nicholas is, making sure that Bobby stays between them and him as they head for the door.
As you head for the door, Frankie, you do get a text message.
Take it out and read it.
It's the one we discussed prior.
He'll kind of tilt his head a little bit, smile, kind of poke Bobby, show it to him, turn back and look at everybody. Well, it's been a wonderful night, day. I lose track of these things after so long. Enjoy the cake. I didn't pay much for it, but cake's cake, right? He'll head out the door.
William, what was that roll you got for that wits and insight?
3.
There was a slight flash of something as you got the message and looked back at you. Nothing definitive, but definitely a oh fuck. Something rattled him briefly. So as the four of you are left alone with 5 minutes to spare on what appears to be a birthday room booking, with the binder that you had been working towards getting and Emory's effects and a rather large sheet cake. What are you doing?
Nick immediately goes in the bag and grabs the binder and thumbs through it. He's interested in what's in it after his conversation with his contact.
It's full of random references, mentions of gasoline and heroin and grass and ethanol and blood and vomit and some weird recipes in this book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. And it's all in the most random handwriting and sticky notes. And is that actually a meth recipe somewhere in there? I mean, the guy was dealing drugs as well, but
Sounds about right.
yeah.
I was wondering where I put that.
So,
Nick is gonna thumb through it, look at William.
mhm.
When we get back to the safe house, make a copy of this, please.
So, Ella and Victor and William and Nick, do you go get back in the car and head off? What do you do?
I'm going to check the car, just in case.
Wits and awareness for me, please. And Ella, you're leaving without your sister,
Mm-hmm.
but with her wallet.
And the coin?
I believe you left it in the middle of the table, yes.
She's gonna grab everything.
Mm-hmm. Let me know what you get for the roll, please, Victor.
4 successes.
You look under the vehicle, you look around the vehicle, there does not appear to be any tampering of the vehicle, does not appear to be any problems whatsoever. Now, I am going to ask Frankie, with the information that you just received in that message, are you and Bobby just heading off?
I'm going to tell Bobby to text everybody. Pack it up. We're moving.
Yep. He will do so. So as the four of you, I'm assuming, head back to the cell? Back to the museum for the moment? Considering you have a binder to potentially copy, some information to process, and potentially one Dr. Cecilia Kruger to contact and get some money from as quickly as possible if you are going to pay him the 50% for the binder. So we're going to cross now to Emory, who partway down the road from the fish market on the peninsula. She is walking along the side of the road. She has managed to evade the vehicles that are watching her or that came looking for her. You are barefoot. It is Sunday afternoon. You think you've done your best to try to keep track of time. Your feet are sore. You're not hungry. They did take care of you. And you're still a little bit groggy on your feet. You have no phone, no wallet, no identifying tags, nothing. They left you with your pants you were wearing on the day, a crop top you were wearing. That's it. Because why do you need shoes? You smell. You have not showered in almost a week. There is a patch on your leg that is very numb from all of the sedative injections that they had been giving you. And there are chafe marks on your arms, on your wrists, and on inside of your elbows from where the leather gear was strapped to you. You are currently in the Cortez area, which is on 684. Miles away. I need a Whitson Streetwise from you, please, to try to ascertain your precise location. And then I need to know what you are going to do.
That is 4 successes.
With 4 successes, where you were located, you can get yourself out near 44th Avenue, which 44th Avenue West is part of 684. You can see a street sign there, not a problem. You've been around the area for long enough that you've got a good idea of where you are. And you are a fair way away from home. What are you going to attempt to do? How are you going to get home? Where's her
Yeah,
head? Where's her head at first?
She feels violated in that she's had this whole time where she hasn't really been able to do her own thing. She hasn't had the freedom. She's been stripped of multiple identities, be it her dog tags, her own phone contacts, and her actual ID have all been stripped from her. So she's feeling very violated in that way. I would say that she would still try to continue to walk it.
Yeah.
If the police station is closer, though, she would go there.
Yes, there is a police precinct that is closer. So, the Bradenton precinct is about halfway. Now, bear in mind,
Then she would go there.
This is probably a good 4 or 5 hour trudge. It is a walk, it is a trudge, it's going to hurt. So I need a stamina resolve from you, please.
Seven on a crit.
You have had so much of who you are torn away from you in the last 6 days. You made decisions. You handed over information, but you did so based on your knowledge of hostage negotiations through your military science degree. You did what you had to do, and you got out relatively unscathed, considering what could have been a very dangerous situation. As you walk in to the Bradenton police precinct that you have been in so many times before, and look up and see Josh behind the counter, what do you do?
I am going to sit down, not fully go over to Josh. Say, I need to speak with Detective McAdams.
He's gonna look at you, and he almost goes to make a quip. He just looks you up and down and goes, hold on a second, come on. And that normal smart-ass attitude seems to not be there as some of his training sort of kicks in. He invites you out the back, hands you a phone, bottle of water. He said, look, I'm going to give him a call. I'll let him know that you're here, okay?
Yep.
The phone that he hands you, he also slides you your sister's number. It's almost like someone told him that you'd been missing. So we're going to end the scene. As do you ring Ella, or do you sit for a minute first?
I'll sit.
You sit, staring at the phone and your sister's number. Josh comes back and goes, look, he's is in the middle of family celebrations. It's Mother's Day. Do you want me to get you an Uber? Get you a taxi home? Something?
Can I have a police cruiser take me home, please?
Yeah? Yeah, I can organize that for you. Detective let us know you'd been missing for a bit. Keep an eye out for you. He goes and organizes you a cruiser. And the officer driving tries to make small talk with you, sort of joking around. He probably doesn't realize what he's been asked to do and why. He just knows he's giving someone a lift home. Do you ask to go to the museum or to the Airbnb?
Airbnb.
The lights are off. Ella's possibly back there by now. The officer lets you out at the door. And you walk into the Airbnb. There's a good chance Ella's asleep on the couch. Probably hasn't been sleeping the best. And that's where we're going to end it. With Emory walking in the door of the Airbnb. Past midnight. But alive. Thank you everybody for watching. Come and see us next week. I want to find out how quickly the cell retaliates against this. Good night everybody, and thank you so much for watching.